Hello everyone, I'm Kirtivardhan Mishra. Currently I'm pursuing PGDM from Lexicon Mile, and this video is for our Corporate Research and Learning Internship program, which is CRLI, and yes, also for your knowledge. So in this video we're going to learn what money laundering is, channels of money laundering, involvement of banks in money laundering, and authorities that investigate money laundering. So let's get started without wasting your time. Money laundering means washing illegal money through legal sources for making it legal. Yes, you heard it right. It is exactly similar to washing clothes. We wash our dirty clothes for cleaning purpose, and in money laundering, dirty or black money is washed with legal sources so that it could be looked like white money. Like money laundering involves discussing financial assets so they can be used without detection of illegal activity that produced them. Through money laundering, the criminal transforms the monetary proceeds derived from criminal activities into funds with an apparently legal source. Money laundering is a process that criminals use in an attempt to hide the illegal sources of their income. By passing money through complex transfers and transactions or through a series of businesses, the money is cleaned of its illegitimate origin and made to appear as legitimate business profits. Money launderers use shell companies for this purpose. So let's understand how money laundering works. There are three stages of money laundering: placement, layering, and integration. Initially, entry or placement is the initial movement of an amount of money earned from criminal activity into some legitimate financial network or institution. The second stage is layering. Layering is the continuing transfer of money through multiple transactions, forms, investments, or enterprises to make it virtually impossible to trace the money back to its legal origin. The final, integration, is when the money is freely used legally without the necessity to conceal it any further. Now let's talk about the involvement of banks in money laundering. Major financial institutions such as banks are frequently used for money laundering. All that is necessary for the bank to be a little lax in its reporting procedures. The lack of regulations enforcement enables criminals to deposit large sum of cash without triggering the deposits being reported to central bank authorities or government regulatory agencies. In the recent past years, prestigious financial institutions such as HSBC have been found guilty of assisting or enabling money laundering by failing to properly report large deposit of cash. HSBC was found to be have facilitated the laundering of almost $1 billion in 2012. For making illegal money as legal, launderers need a channel like banks for making money legal. Ways like washing money through investments. The financial market offers criminals a variety of avenues for converting dirty money to clean money. One of the most basic and widely used scheme is to utilize a foreign investor to get illegally obtained cash into legitimate financial system. For example, assume that a criminal organization has $1 million in cash that it needs to launder. An investor in a foreign country is contacted and the legal organization makes a deal with them. Using investor from another country is just another way to help obscure the origin of money. The criminals give their $1 million in cash to investor after taking a portion of the money as his fee for service. The foreign investor invests the rest of the money into legitimate domestic business owned by the criminal organization, which is often a shell company. Shell companies are businesses that have large amounts of financing but are not directly involved in any specific business enterprises or selling goods or services. The finances are used to invest in the other businesses, typically or the legitimate businesses owned by the criminal organizations. The influx of cash from the foreign investors appear as an ordinary foreign investment, as the criminals are careful to avoid exposure to the fact that they have any connection with the foreign investors. Once the money has been deposited with the shell company, the criminals can access it by having the shell company invest in another business the criminals own, perhaps by making a loan of the money to the other company. That company can then, after passing the cash back to the criminals, default on the loan, creating loss for the shell company that can be used to reduce taxes owed. Having defaulted on its loan, the receiving company may declare bankruptcy and go out of business. The loan default may also cause the shell company to fold up. The criminals now have their cash received from an apparently clean source, the foreign investors, and then two companies used to wash the cash throughout now no longer exist. All of that money, it's very difficult for investing authorities to have any hope for tracing the money back to its original source. Let's understand the authorities that investigate money laundering. There are many different legal authorities, regulatories, investigate money laundering activities. In United States, the FBI and the IRS are the two primary agencies that handle money laundering. In India, Financial Intelligence Unit, that is FIU, investigate money laundering cases. The Financial Action Task Force on Money Laundering was created as a G7 initiative to develop a more effective financial standard and anti-money laundering legislation. Because money laundering is a key part of terrorist organizations that are usually founded through illegal enterprises, the FATF was also charged with directly fighting to cut off illegal cash flow to terrorists and terrorist groups.